Welcome back, everybody. Kimberly Taylor here, your friendly neighborhood trainer. So, welcome back to the Learning Network 2020. So, last week I showed you how to activate a Linux machine running through the Hyper-V operating system, which was running through the Server 2012 operating system. So today I am going to show you a different route. We are going to download a program called Oracle VirtualBox. That's right, VirtualBox. So what VirtualBox does, it gives you the same option as Hyper-V to install virtual machines on its platform. Now I am running a Windows 10 machine for my operating system. This is my training machine that I use to test out all my little goodies. So that way, if something goes hiccup, I won't feel too badly because it's a training device. Now it is in fact connected to the internet, but I don't have anything really important on this laptop, so I can go ahead and muck around and play with stuff and mess stuff up and learn and do what I need to do to figure out what's happening, and then I can shoot a video out to the channel so you can learn too. All right, now, so what I want to do, there's a few options for VirtualBox when I did the search here. I always want to go to a secure link. Now, this one says something about wiki, so I don't want to go to the first option. Although the first option is probably the most popular, I'll go to the second one because it says virtualbox.org. I'm going to click on that link, and it should take me straight to the site today, hopefully. All right, here we go. So don't mind my sense of humor. I'm just goofing around. So see, it says here, powerful open source virtualization for personal and enterprise use. So let's see what kind of operating systems it supports before we click on the download button. It does say that it supports version 7.1, additionally Mac OS as well, and 64-bit, so I'll get that because I think my laptop is 64-bit. So I'll go ahead and take a chance and click on download, and then it comes up with this option here. You always should read through stuff before you download so you know what you're doing exactly. Download VirtualBox. The VirtualBox extension pack is available for personal and educational use, PUEL license, la 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 la. Now, different types of packages: Windows host, Mac host, Mac OS, Linux distributions. We'll get that later. Solaris. Oh my gosh, Solaris. I have not used that since the 90s. I used to work for a company in Harborside Financial Center in Jersey City, actually. And we used to actually use Solaris machines, which is a different version of Unix. But it was so much fun back in the day. I'm getting a little sentimental. Anyway, back to my spiel here. So let's go ahead, and we're not gonna go to the extension pack just yet, but it's good to read and see what it's talking about. Okay, let's go here to Windows host, and hopefully it has an option for my Windows 10. Did it just download something? Wow. So I click on the option and it already started downloading. There's a little arrow on top of my page. 2.0. This is the setup wizard. So once I click next, let's see what happens. It's going to ask me, do I want to install it to a certain location? Of course I do. So right here, where it says files, Oracle, or VirtualBox, that's the path. And it's just telling us a bit more about the USB support, networking, and so on. And of course, most importantly, the Python support. It's going to take up to 212 meg of space on my hard drive. and of course a few sub features involved as well. So I will click next, and it's just giving me a little warning message about our network interfaces that we have to be aware of that will be reset temporarily for the installation. Now, I don't have any network switches or routers hooked up to my laptops yet. I'll go back later and do the networking portion of it. I do recommend that when you install VirtualBox, you do have all your network settings already set up and connected. It just makes life a little easier. Now, I don't want the VirtualBox to appear in my startup menu. I do want a shortcut. I don't want a quick launch, and I don't want to register any file associations right now. You can choose these options as you wish, whatever's more feasible for your environment. But for me, in my testing environment, this is kind of what I want right now. All right, so I'll click next, and it says ready to install. So I'll go ahead and click that, and it will take a few minutes. Well, actually, it won't take a few minutes. There it goes. So now it's actually starting to do the installation. I'm not sure how long this will take, but we'll just take a quick look and see what it does, and go from there. It's a pretty straightforward process. So now, as you see, it's copying the files over on my local drive, and it should give me a shortcut or icon once it's done. So I guess I can take my eyes off for now. I'll put it back on when we get ready to do the configuration. And it gives us a status bar as well. So when it's completed, this will be fully loaded towards the end. And now it's probably taking a little longer because there might be some larger files coming through over the actual installation. So that's it for that. So what I will do, I'll let it run. I was going to stop the video, but I guess I'll just let it run because it is going fairly fast. Just let it go to the end. And that's it for VirtualBox right now. Now, the configuration will be a little different, probably. We'll see. Uh-oh, gotta put the glasses on because it looks like it didn't quite finish. What does it say here? Click the finish button to exit setup widget. Oracle. It says it's complete, but it looks like that green bar didn't go all the way to the end for some reason. So I'll take a look and see what's happening. And then it asks me, do I want to start VirtualBox after the installation? You can take that off if you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back. So the completion of the Oracle VirtualBox application has been completed. So I will double click on the icon. Now I am running this application on Windows 11, and I had to go over a few hurdles to get it working, but finally I got it to work properly. So let's explore a few things on this interface. So as you can see, this is Oracle VirtualBox Manager. That's the name of the application. And the first thing that appears is the tools option. So if we go all the way over to the right to the little menu here, click on that. Let's see what we have. We have the first option, which is the welcome screen. That's all of this information right here. And the second one is extensions, and we'll review what extensions are at a future date. Media. So if you want to add a brand new disk image, if you want to create a disk image, copy a disk image, or move a disk image. So as you can tell, this is the area where you're going to be managing your virtual machines. And you see I already created one called Linux Training Station, and the extension for our VM is VDI. So you could also release this image, and if you click on the properties icon, it will give you more information. Alright, so now we are going to actually create a virtual machine in VirtualBox. So at this point, you click on the new tab, and you're going to go ahead and enter in a name of your virtual machine. Once you do that, you will go ahead and click the next tab, But before you click the next tab, we have to choose the ISO file, which is located in my folder called Work on my desktop. So I'll choose that file, the image file right there. Now this is going to be Fedora Linux, so I'll click on that, and I'm going to say next, and then go to the next screen, which will take me to a few more bits of information in reference to the hard drive and memory of the machine. I'll check on that, click on next, and of course I'll just review everything here as well, make sure everything is in order. This is about the virtual hard disk itself. You could also make it larger if you wish, so I'll click finish on that. And now we just created the virtual machine, so I'll just review all of the hardware and software settings. Well, actually it's all software. So I click finish on that, and now my virtual machine has been created, and so now I'm ready to go ahead and install the actual operating system, which will be Fedora Linux 21. But also just review everything, make sure everything is in order before you start the operating system, installing the operating system. All right, see you in part 2. The next step entails installing the operating system onto your virtual machine. So that will entail installing Fedora Linux, and I do have an ISO file which I will be using. And once I finish completely installing the Linux operating system on that virtual machine, I will of course set up the password for the root account, which is the administrator account that is pre-installed in the Linux operating system. Now I would advise you to use another account and give that account administrative rights, and stay away from always using the root account. As you can see here, we have created 2 accounts, root and of course a user account called admin. After the installation for the operating system has completed, you will now log into your Linux workstation, and once you log in, you will have access to all of the pre-installed applications on the Linux workstation. If you need to install a few more applications, you can do that as well. And as you can see here, there is an option to look at your file system. It does come with a file structure, and so here we are. If you go ahead and click on the tab here that shows you all of the applications available to you to be installed, it will show up right here on your screen. So you can kind of just explore, click on each tab, and just go through here and see what really fits your area of expertise. And what I like personally, I like the LibreOffice package because it has a spreadsheet, a presentation program, and a word processor, and I kind of definitely need to use all those 3, so I don't have to get the cloud version, because sometimes using so much cloud software really gets on my nerve. I like to just use things locally. And so there are options here. There are a bunch of utilities and all that fun stuff. So what I will do in my next portion of this learning module, I will show you a few commands from the terminal portion of Linux. In other words, once you log in and you want to see a file system geared towards a Linux environment, or you want to run some Linux-based commands, I will show you how to actually go about doing that as well. All right, so stay tuned. I'll be right back with that information.